sewing friends, welcome back and an almost welcome to Me Made May. It is almost the most wonderful time of the year in my sewing opinion. I really love Me Made May, where tons of sewists all over the world look at reframing their relationship with the things that they have made. So it's a really open-ended challenge. It's been going on for ages. And yeah, it's just about kind of re-looking at the clothes that you have made in a new light. For lots of folks, that does mean wearing the things that we've made, maybe mending or repairing, maybe looking at personal style. Often not required, but really great. Definitely a source of inspiration when folks share their outfits, share what they've been making, what they're wearing. So I really love this time of year, as I said. So I wanted to share what I will be doing. I've got my goals set out, as well as a fun outfit challenge. And I also want to talk a bit about personal style. So Me Made May is a sewing challenge that has been happening for so many years now. It started by Zoe Edwards of the Sozo blog. And for me, it was really a first introduction, not only to the sewing community, but also just the idea that people in their everyday lives would sew things and wear them. I started sewing in a costuming course in spring of 2016, and I made friends with one of the gals in the class. She joined not because she was in theater at all, but because she just liked to sew and she needed an elective. So she was one that sewed for herself daily, or like maybe not on the daily, but her style was very much like vintage 50s. And that is kind of what I associated home sewing to be, either like costumes or something fancy or something like really specialized. It had never occurred to me that people just made their own like daily clothes to wear. So even though I was in this course, I was learning to sew, but I was learning to sew for the stage. I was learning to sew for shows and for costumes. And so then seeing people like making their own jeans, making their own sweatpants, obviously it blew my mind. And then not only that, but then I started following more people and seeing kind of how the sewing community worked. Obviously that was in 2016. Lots of things are very different now. Instagram is a whole different beast, but it was kind of my first foray into that. And so for that, I will always be grateful. And it was really cool to see kind of like at the height of like sewing blog days, people making their Me Made May pledges, and yeah, just talking about how to reframe their relationship with the things that they have made. Because to me, yeah, I didn't even know that people had a relationship with the clothes that they made, because that was a whole new concept to me. So obviously, fast forward, the sewing community and sewing my own clothes is a very relevant part of my daily life. But then I kind of took things a step further last year when I engaged in Sew Aliche's kind of flip of the Me Made May challenge. So rather than just looking at reframing your relationship with the clothes that you've made, she kind of took it a step further and was like, well, I have all of these fancy clothes that I've never worn, or that were really fun to make, but they were for this one event, and how can I actually bring them into my daily life? And so she started making up these silly fake reasons, or like almost like characters to dress up as for the month of May. And I decided to participate, and I will say, for one, it was super fun. And if you've been following me this year, you'll know that like I love an outfit challenge, and it's something that really like sparks my creativity. And this was the first one that I did, was Me Made May, but make it weird. And the challenge is running again this year, and I'm really excited. But yeah, this idea that, yeah, to kind of make up like a character, and what would this character wear? What would they be like? That is actually the thing that really helped me find, and I've since been like refining my personal style. I was definitely feeling very stuck last year, and I talked a lot about it early in the year. that I wanted to do. Like, I read a few books on style. I was kind of changing my mindset about certain things, and I was able to identify what I didn't like about my personal style of the daily outfits that I was wearing, but I hadn't really pinpointed a way to fix it. And then I did this silly little outfit challenge with prompts like, I'll have to pull some up, but like one of them was, you just rage quit your job via voice note and now you're off to pottery. Well, that's something I would never do. I don't rage quit anything. I complain the whole time. Like, I'm never gonna drop a bomb on someone that I've been unhappy for a really long time. They would know. They would know because I complain a lot. So I had to really like reframe and like think about like, well, what would this person wear? And like, why would they be going to pottery? What kind of job did they have that they would up and quit? And it was such a silly, no stakes exercise that it really made me get really creative about what I was seeing like hanging in my wardrobe. Because there's a lot of creativity in the individual garments, you know, matching the pattern and the fabric and, you know, hacking the pattern, making it fit. All of that stuff has lots of creativity. But then I was finding I would just sit in my closet. So yeah, making up these silly stories, becoming a character, and then scaling it back to like, okay, the hat was too much. The hat does not feel like me. It's actually kind of inconvenient to wear. But what if I switched out like the fedora with a baseball cap and I took out the braids, and then suddenly this outfit feels amazing and I feel more like myself than I have in ages. That is obviously a hyper specific example of what I experienced last year. So I'm really, really excited to take part again. The prompts, I'm definitely looking at kind of a do what you think I mean. So rather than, I'm trying not to get like hyper specific and being like, oh, well, what does she mean? Like, is it this, is that? But like, the whole point of the challenge is to participate to the degree you want to. So there is a lot of freedom in that. It's not solely just playing dress up to be the most dressed up ever, but yeah, finding what feels good as far as like, I want to go outside my comfort zone a bit with my outfits, but then I can kind of like peel it back to let it reveal to me what, yeah, maybe like I wasn't going all the way for. I don't know if that quite makes sense, but I want to, if I haven't already, I'll pop some of the upcoming prompts on the screen. I'm getting really excited. She also has a Pinterest board with some of her ideas. I haven't decided if I'm going to look at them before I choose my outfits. And of course, like weather and what I'm actually doing plays a part in everything too. Or if I just want to let do what I think she means, figure it out and just kind of see where it goes. Or if I want to like actually look for outfit inspiration based on something else that other people have worn. So that's where I'm kind of not sure about, but I am getting really excited. I think it's going to be really fun. I will be sharing them on my Instagram stories. And then I think I'll do kind of like what I did in February from what Abby wore from her outfit challenge, where like kind of lump them together in like 2-week chunks. Yeah, so that's my plan for the outfit challenge. And yeah, like I said, I'm really excited. It was so like really opened my eyes to see how much I like getting dressed if I'm shooting for something, if I have an idea, if I have like, if I'm treating my outfit like an actual kind of artistic exercise rather than like, oh, I need a t-shirt, I need a pair of jeans and a pair of shoes because I have to go do a thing. Instead of treating it like a chore that I just had to put stuff on my body, even the stuff that I made that I was proud of and I loved, to actually look at it more from a kind of composition point of view, as if I'm like trying to be this character or I'm trying to bring me into this situation. What would that look like with the clothes that I have, with the clothes that I've made? So really, really fun. I highly recommend you checking it out or at least following along. I know it can seem like quite a commitment, but again, it is all like, do it to the extent that you want to. And there's just gonna be days that I won't be able to. I've got some stuff coming up this month. Yeah, some like practical things. Like I need to paint my ceiling. So like, I'm not gonna dress like a princess or, you know, whatever the prompt is to do that. I'm going to a concert at some point, and I'm not gonna, like, if the prompt is like your best gym clothes or something, I'm obviously gonna do what actually fits my life, but with a little extra inspiration, hopefully. So everyone's goal for Me Made May can be like as much or as little as they want. I, of course, want a lot. I'm going all the way with it. So yeah, the outfit challenge is kind of the like wearing side of things, but then I also want to look at clothing care, and I want to look at my ownership. Like there are lots of things in various states that like I might just need to let go of, whether it's a fully realized garment that I could pass on or sell, whether it is like in different stages of a refashion or alteration that I've lost steam on. I have 2 big, like of the clear IKEA totes full of this stuff, and I really need to be like decluttering this room. So I have a lot of feelings about throwing things away. I have a lot of eco guilt, but I'm working through that, and yeah, trying to remind myself that like we can learn from things and then let them go. And like, yes, I want to be responsible and sustainable about the amount of waste that I produce, but there also has to be learning, and there is a balance, and I shouldn't be beholden to things I have made in the past in the way that I have been. So there's a healthy balance somewhere. I haven't found it. If you have, enlighten me. But yeah, so destashing or decluttering is one part that I want to do. And honestly, that's probably going to be like the hardest of all of this, is letting things go and making myself throw some things away. The other side is the things that just need like a little bit of care and then actually doing that. So I have a couple of items that I want to prioritize getting back into my wardrobe. You'll have to excuse the crazy crinkling. These were, yeah, again, like shoved into a box. I haven't gone through everything, but I just pulled these as some examples of like the quick fixes that I could be doing if I can wrangle my own motivation. So this is a Mabel dress from Tilly and the Buttons I made a couple years ago. And overall, it's in good shape. Not that you can tell from the crazy wrinkles. But my washing machine did absolutely chew up the front ties here, and they're looking really mangled. So I have some extra fabric, and all I need to do is just make a couple of ties and rethread them into here. I may also chop this skirt because it's kind of giving Wendy Darling nightgown in this color and this cut. So it's somehow juvenile and old lady. So I'm hoping if I shorten the skirt, we can kind of get into like happy cottagecore land, and yeah, not childish and not maternity, but like matronly. Yeah, so this one is a patina blouse that I made a couple years ago, 5 years ago now, 4, I think. And I've worn it a ton. I absolutely love it. And it has been sitting in the pile up here, not like anywhere near my sewing machine, but in the attic, out of sight, out of mind, when really it only needs like a couple stitches. I noticed the dart is like kind of coming apart right here. All it needs is just like, I just need to run it through my sewing machine. The hardest part is just getting it downstairs and threading my machine. It will take 30 seconds, and obviously a good press. The last one is this Anna Allen Anthea blouse with the scoop neck pattern pieces from the blog post. And for whatever reason, it turned out so big. Like the neckline scoops really way too low, and it is indecent. And I've tried to like layer it up with things. I've tried to wear things under it, and it just looks bad. It just looks bad. And yeah, like I bend over and it could come off my shoulder. I could like lose a whole boob. It's not good. So I'm hoping I've taken the bias binding off, and I'm hoping I could just run some like gathering along the neckline, like cinch it up and then rebind it is my plan to try. Cause I love this color yellow. It's so fun. And like it's a, what is it? It's a Japanese crinkle cotton voile. So it's just so light and airy. It's so nice to wear in the summertime, like temperature wise and coverage. It's so good. The color makes me so happy. The big sleeves make me so happy, but I can't be like flashing everyone. Like, I feel like I've come a long way since my very prudish days, but like this is still too much for me. So we got to do something about this one. So my goal for Me Made May is kind of like a 3-parter, which I know is way more involved than it needs to be, but I'm really excited about the outfit challenge, the going through and destashing the things I'm not wearing that I've already set them aside, sometimes like years ago. That really just needs to happen anyway, because we're gonna refloor this room, and so we need to clear it all out anyways. So that's kind of needs to happen. And then to do a quick fix of the things that, yeah, just need like a little bit of attention, that are only gonna take sometimes a couple minutes, but if not just like a couple hours, I think would be a really good goal for me to get those things out of the attic up here and actually back into my wardrobe. So not everybody needs to have a goal as like a 3-prong approach like mine. Absolutely, like I recognize that I'm overachieving right here, but I'm really excited about it. And if you're excited about it, that's wonderful. I would love to know what you're doing, whether that is like, oh, I will, do a little bit here when I can, or like, yes, I'm going to do it for myself, but I'm not going to share anything. All of that is totally valid. I also want to say, like, the definition of a me-made garment can vary. Like, this is a shirt that I bought, but I resized it. So I'm considering it a me-made. Like, if my hands touched it in any kind of like working way, I guess. So if you've like upcycled something, if you've added embroidery or applique, or even just like taken up the hem on a ready-to-wear pair of jeans, like I think that item is now a me-made. So it doesn't have to be this like whole big thing. I'm really curious to see how people adapt this challenge and make it work for their life. So definitely let me know what you're planning on doing, or if you are just going to observe and take in the inspiration, because that is the other thing that I absolutely love about Me Made May. I always get something out of it for myself and my own relationship, but I always find it really inspiring to see what other people's relationship is with their Me Made clothes and how they go about storing, caring for, altering, like all of those things that go so much further beyond like the initial construction. Like when we just first make something, that's only like the beginning of the life of something that we've made. So I find all of that super fascinating. You can hit me up in the comments either below this video, or you can go find my YouTube community or DM me on Instagram. Yeah, I would love to hear from you, and I wish you the most inspiring, the most fun Me Made May as we dip into this very fun time of the year with this month. And yeah, until next time, happy making. Bye guys.